Hey all you action figure enthusiasts out there, JC here with another T&I toy review. And for today's review, I'm going to be taking a look at the brand new WWE Ultimate Edition Sergeant Slaughter figure from Mattel. Now this figure is going to be offered this week during their 12 Days of Fandom event. Specifically, they're going to have it listed on their Mattel Creations website, and I will have a link to that website down in the video description below. It's going to be going up this coming Thursday, July 22nd at 9 a.m. Pacific time. I would recommend that you be online around that time if you want to try and pick this one up. I'm not sure how long they're going to last once they go up for pre-order. And a big thanks to the folks at Mattel for sending me this sample early so I could review it for you guys. And why don't we head on over to the review studio and we'll take a closer look at the figure now. Okay, so let's start off by taking a look at the packaging for this figure. And like most Comic-Con type exclusives, this does have fairly elaborate packaging. So first of all, on the front here, on the front cover, it's a book type box, so it opens up. But you've got some nice artwork featuring Sergeant Slaughter holding up the American flag in a WWE ring. And then you've got that WWE Ultimate Edition logo down below, which is done with a foil type silver. And then on the side, you again have some more artwork for Sergeant Slaughter. He's pointing his finger, telling you to do some push-ups or something. And then on the back, you've just got the blue box with the WWE logo. On the top, it tells you, and that's an order, so a phrase from Sergeant Slaughter. On the bottom, you just have like the barcode and stuff. And then, as I said, it's a book type packaging, so you can open it up. It says Sergeant Slaughter there. I like how it says on the tab, you've got the Cobra Clutch, his signature move. And then you've got the Sergeant Slaughter logo there on the inside flap. And then you open it up and you've got, looks like a ring and a bunch of Sergeant Slaughter fans at ringside there. Got this kid here, says he's a maggot, and this guy has got a sign that says "Attention," and looks like random crowd people. And then you've got the actual figure here inside the box, and it is on its own card back. So I'm going to set that aside for a second just so you can get a better look at the entire audience here in the box. So the audience wraps around, so you could kind of use this as a backdrop if you wanted to. This guy says that's an order, so fans holding up signs with Sergeant Slaughter catchphrases, USA, USA, USA. So the ring is definitely packed for the Sarge. And you even have, I like how they've added the little lights up here, just as an added little touch. Okay, and then for the figure itself, so I like how they've done this. You've got this, what would look like a typical blister card back, but you can actually, they've made it so if you want to open the figure, but you don't want to damage the packaging, you can just slide this card back out. So I like how they've done that, and this is done with a thick card. It's actually a double layer. So on this side, again, you have that same kind of artwork with Sergeant Slaughter and his fans. Even this guy that brought his cat apparently to the ring. So that's funny. This guy has an action figure in his hand. And then on the back, you've got a little file card for Sergeant Slaughter. I don't know if that's a nod to another toy line or what, but you've got that. And then it tells you the accessories that are included with it. And then down below here, it gives you a look at the Sarge with a bunch of the other Ultimate Edition WWE figures that Mattel has currently done. And then the figure is just in this plastic blister, so it's well protected. You can just pull it out. So you've got the figure itself, and then they've included the accessories for the figure. They've put in this little box here. It even tells you accessories included inside. And you just open that up and you can see the accessories there. So let's go ahead and pull the figure on out here and take a closer look at the actual action figure. Okay, so here's a look at Sarge out of the packaging, and overall I think Mattel has done a really nice job with this one. He is featuring an outfit that is, I would assume, is a nod to the original LJN version of Sergeant Slaughter. It is the same outfit that the LJN figure was wearing. So I don't know if that was intentional or not, but I definitely think it's kind of cool if you were into the old LGN retro figures. So with this figure, he's wearing the green tank top that says USA on it, and then he's got the wrestling tights with the red, white, and blue. And then he's got the green boots, and he's got the Sarge symbol down there on his boots, which is, accurate to, what he would wear into the ring. He's got the red wristbands, sweatbands, whatever you want to call them, on his arms, which are painted on there. He's got black gloves, and, he's got the white belt, which is actually a separate piece on the figure. So now with the head sculpt, I think the head sculpt is dead on to the Sarge, and there's two head sculpts with this figure, and this is the one that's attached to the figure. And this one, he's got that kind of snarl to it, and again, very much like Sergeant Slaughter. He has the hat, which is removable and actually fits well on the figure, so I like how the hat looks, but you can take it off if you want. And I like how they've included that little bit of hair there on his forehead. He definitely is, even back in the 80s was balding. He's even got a little bit of a comb over there on the back, so nice detail with that. He's got the sunglasses, which are removable, so you can take those off. They just lift right off, and they are on the figure when you take it out of the packaging. And then he's got his whistle, which is a separate piece. He would always blow the whistle in people's ears, so he's got that. And the rope that they've used is pretty flexible, but I'm glad they included the whistle as well. As I mentioned before, the belt is a separate piece, so you can kind of adjust it there. It's not meant to be removed, but it is, a separate piece, so you can kind of move it around a bit. Fairly solid paint applications on the figure. I don't have any significant paint blemishes that I've seen. So overall, I would say they've done a pretty good job with that. Again, you have the red, white, and blue striping going down his wrestling tights. And then you've got the sergeant symbol there. You got the black on the front of his boots. So all that seems to be fairly accurate. And then to switch out the head sculpts, you just pop it off. You've got the ball joint there, and you can pop on the second head sculpt. And so this one is more of, surprised, or, it looks kind of like he's surprised, which is not something you would often see with the Sarge. Now, I do like the first head sculpt a little better than this one, but, I like that they've included this one to give you, some alternatives for, giving him different looks and such. Now, besides alternate heads, you also get multiple pairs of hands. So he comes with a pair of closed-fisted hands. These are the ones that are attached to the figure when you take them out of the packaging, and all the hands are wearing black gloves. So then they've also given you a pair of open hands, so you can use for like slapping people or reaching out to try and grab. And then you also get a pair of pointing hands, which he would often point or poke people. So I'm glad they've included that as well. And the final pair of hands are a pair of grip hands for holding other accessories that are included. Or you could also, have them use it to hold, other wrestlers or grab other wrestlers or what have you. But you get a pair of grip hands. And to switch out the hands, really easy, just like with any figure, you just pop them off. And then you just pop on the alternate hand. And they should snap right in. Now the whistle, you can't really get him to put it in his mouth when he's got the whistle around his neck. The rope's not really long enough. But you can, if you use the grip hand, you can stick the whistle in his hand, and then you can, get it up there, and with that open mouth, you can kind of stick it in there so it looks like he's actually blowing the whistle. And then here's a look at the alternate head sculpt with both the glasses and the hat on, which also fit on the second head sculpt as well. Now they've also included with the figure a soft goods camouflage jacket, so something that you would often see him wear. So you can put this on. Again, it's the soft goods material. Nice camo pattern there on the shirt, so they've done a good job with that. So once you get the jacket on, you just want to make sure you Velcro it up and get this collar to sit down, which can be a little bit of a pain. But overall, once you get it on there, it looks pretty good. And then, you might want to put all of his other gear back on. Especially with the jacket, it probably looks better if you've got all the other gear. So we'll put his whistle back on, and then we'll put his glasses back on, and then finally his hat. Okay, and then the final accessory is this. I don't know what the official term for this item is. It's kind of like a little mini whip thing that he would hold and bring to the ring, and he would often hit people with it. It's got the little metal tip. So, and it's done with a fairly flexible material, so it's not going to be 100% straight. It's got the handle on the end there, which is done with a little bit harder plastic. And you can have him just hold it at the handle, but again, really he would always come to the ring and just kind of have it underneath his arm like this, so you kind of have to work with it. But again, because it is kind of a flexible material, it's pretty easy to get it in the position that you want, and then again, he would just kind of carry it to the ring like you see here. Okay, so now let's go over the articulation on the figure, and you can turn the head all the way around. And he can't look down very much, but he can look up a little bit, and then you do get head pivot with this one. So overall, not too bad a head movement. Would have been nice maybe if you could have gotten the head back a little bit more than you can on this one. And then with the arms, you do get the arms out nice, and you've got rotation. You do have a butterfly joint here with this figure, which is nice. So especially when you're trying to get him into wrestling positions and stuff. So you've got that extra movement. You've got a bicep swivel. You get a double hinged elbow, so he can bend his elbow pretty good there. And then you have rotation with the hands, and the hands are just on hinges, so you do have good up and down movement there. You've got a midsection joint here, so you've got some rotation. It's not really an ab crunch, but you do get some back and forth movement there. And really a little bit of pivot to the left and the right, but more with the back and forth movement. And you really can't rotate there at that midsection, so but you do have a waist swivel, so you can rotate there. And then with the legs, he can do the splits about that much. You can get the leg forward about that much, and then you can do the leg out and back. You've got the thigh swivel, you've got double jointed knees, so good bending there at the knees. You do have a boot cuff swivel. And then with the feet, you have hinge joints. Now mine were very tight when I first took it out of the packaging. I actually had to take a hairdryer to it to loosen them up. So you may want to do that, or you might break the feet off, so just be careful. But you have the hinge joints, so you've got the up and down movement. You don't really have ankle pivot. You can rock the foot a little bit to the left and the right, but you really don't have ankle rockers with this one. And then you have toe articulation, so the toes go up and down with this one, and 2 peg holes on the bottom of the feet. So the Sarge here stands just a little bit over 7 inches tall. Now for size comparisons, here's a look at one of Mattel's more recent Hulk Hogan figures. Here's a look at Kurt Angle, one of the more recent Kurt Angle figures that Mattel has done for the WWE line. The recent Target exclusive Red Rooster figure. And then for other action figure lines, so this is an old figure from Soda Toys for Street Fighter, the Guile figure, but I kind of feel like these two guys would get along with one another. So this was a 6-inch scale figure. So you can see that Sarge is a bit taller. And then, of course, being that Sarge is not just known for being in the WWE, but being part of another company's toy line, here is a comparison with the G.I. Joe classified Duke figure. And Sarge is a bit taller. However, I would say that Sarge should be taller than somebody like Duke. So while maybe not a perfect scale, I do think it actually kind of works a bit there. Okay, so that's my review. And overall, I would say if you're a fan of Sergeant Slaughter, this is one that you're definitely going to want to check out. The overall likeness is good. You get some cool accessories. Whether you're a fan of him from the WWE or even that other toy company's action figure line, as I said, if you're a fan of the Sarge, I think this is one that you're going to want to check out. Now, as I mentioned at the beginning of the video, this figure is going to be made available. It's one of essentially their Comic-Con exclusives for this year, and it will be made available on the Mattel Creations website, which I do have a link to in the video description below. It'll be going up this coming Thursday, the 22nd at 9 a.m. Pacific time, and the cost of the figure is going to be $35. Now, I'd love to hear your thoughts about the figure in the comments section below, and if you haven't already, please think about subscribing to the channel. I would really appreciate it. You can also hit that bell notification so you're alerted every time I upload a new video. If you're so inclined, like the video. And as always, stay safe out there, guys. And until next time, I'll catch you later.
Hey, thanks for watching today's video, and be sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and hit that bell notification so you're alerted every time I upload a new video. And be sure to head over to the Toy News International and Marvelous News Message Boards communities. It's a great place to talk toys and win cool contests like $100 store credits to Big Bad Toy Store. And remember, action figures are great.